blindfolding brochures for Occupy Wall Street, as we are going to be heading there tomorrow with 100 of these and a video camera, and we're going to stir up some trouble. I don't really know what it'll be like actually there, but that's why I guess that's why we're going, is to find out really what is the vibe, because you know, if you follow the news, we follow, I guess, online independent news reporters or whatever, you always see a different picture. Sometimes they're banging drums, sometimes the police are attacking people, and sometimes people are just, you know, complaining and waving, you know, torches and pitchforks. So we're gonna go check it out and see how it's going. So we actually, I designed a "It's Time to Wake Up" brochure that basically goes over, you know, just some very basic new revelations about the universe, quantum physics, consciousness, love as a frequency, changing yourself, you know, the basics. And I want to see how people will respond to it. So that's what we're doing. And I think the biggest question is going to be, are we ready? You know, like, is this really the time of the great kind of everything starts changing and people start finding themselves and the whole world changes to you know, or is this kind of the beginning of that, or is this just kind of the beginning of this spiraling downward before we hit rock bottom, before we go back up? Are we planting seeds, or are we actually making this change right now? There's I guess a lot of options, but we'll find out. We made it. There's kids, there's people, and man, this is going to be very interesting.
Well, I've definitely approached this thing as an observer and with a very journalistic perspective, and there's definitely changes that need to happen in the country. I'm definitely, like you said, I'm definitely very much about, you know, we kind of have to make a change. We have to put it into action. We have to actually do something. Anytime we want to change, whether it's against the social injustice, economic injustice, you know, all of those things. You know, they thrive on it being a leaderless protest, but I don't see the problem in, you know, electing leaders. We need leaders in any movement. So I don't know. We'll see what happens next. There's a lot of really good-hearted, well-intended people here. So, you know, one day at a time. We'll see what happens.
Right.
Corporations of the state is the definition of fascism.
What do you think that we can do about it?
Well, there's not just one thing that's big. The way to change it, the main way to change it is, okay, they come back on vacation, right? Or they go on vacation back to their district. They see 51% of the district pissed off at them, like we're doing here, right? This picture of the same picture. Then they're going to be like, oh shit, we better start listening to them, or we're not going to get elected. But you see, this is the key about nonviolence. They are all the plans are about you picking up a Molotov cocktail and throwing it, right? But if you pull a Gandhi, right, and you don't do anything, they're freaked out because there's no need for a defense against nonviolence. It's not. There's no reason, right? So they'd have to make the first move, and like in Oakland, then what happened in Oakland was all set up anyway. Anytime they hurt us, it helps us more. As long as we're not like fighting back.
Well, here's the thing: is, do you think we can actually get every person to be able to fight back?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
when the police start attacking.
But then, well, technically, you have your self-defense. Like if you're being attacked by cops no matter what.
That's not the Gandhi way.
Well, I know, but self-defense. I mean, like it's in the law. You can be.
Yeah,
but
that provokes the fighting back, and that's not
I know that's a problem. Yeah, I know, but I mean, I can't personally stop everybody. So I mean, some people might like go back and like attack, right? But I mean, then by that point, shit hits the fan. Everybody's screwed.
Exactly. So do you think the masses of people in the world who want to create this change, do you think that they can do this non-violently?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, listen, we're here actually also spreading a message about love and peace.
Well, you got to remember this: love is also hate, and hate is love. If hate was gone, love.
No, love would not be gone if hate was gone. Where does that logic come from?
Right here, actually, where the white is in the black and the black is in the white.
Okay, there'll always be a push and pull, but right now we're swimming in the hate.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What if What if we were swimming in the love?
I'm saying, you have a gun. I hope I'm wrong.
Hold on. Your message is that we can create the change that we want to see, but we're always going to be swimming in hate.
Well, I mean, the personal view, man. It's like I'm kind of pessimist. Give me your money, I won't give it back.
What do you mean I don't have enough money in my account?
I like the outfit.
Thank you very much.
What are you representing?
Nothing. I was at the Halloween parade yesterday, and I wanted to kill two birds with one stone. Because I live in Jersey, I don't get a chance to come here much.
Nice.
So I thought, yeah, what would it be like? You know,
Come down and just check it out.
just check it out. Cool. Thank you very much.
What do you what do you think about Occupy?
Interesting. In our recent American history, we never had much of class consciousness, and it's nice to see that kind of sentiment evolving. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. People are actually caring about our fellow Americans and not just hippies.
Cool.
This is the sacred space. We call it the Tree of Life as well, the community altar. All religions are accepted here, all spiritual backgrounds. People just come by and they meditate or pray. Some people, sit down here and they start crying. They say it's the most beautiful place.
It felt really nice in there. Just when I walked in, I have to go back.
You have a lot of energy.
I can feel it. But we'll keep going.
Anarchism is the concept of a classless and stateless society where everyone works for a living. We don't have people leeching off the labor of society like the men on Wall Street
Yeah, they gotta pull themselves up by the
Here's the thing, though, I've heard this argument many times, that, leaderless society ultimately is the dream. But that means that every single individual has to be at a level of understanding where they understand how everything really works as a unit. Everyone is kind of a part of each other, and everyone works together. It's kind of neat.
I'll give you your money, I won't give it back.
And do you think people are ready to actually have be at that level of awareness where they just work because they know it's helps everyone thrive and not just kind of serve itself?
No, I don't think our society has evolved to that point yet. I think we need a huge cultural shift and a change in the way of our thinking before we're ready for that.
Because when everyone's at that level of understanding of love is the frequency that brings everything together, is the building block of creation.
I don't think it needs to be love. I think just pragmatism should make people realize that.
Pragmatism.
Yeah, you have to cooperate to survive.
To truly understand that, you really have to look within, though. You have to look inside yourself and find out what you truly want. You're not just a cog in the wheel. You can do anything, really. You can do anything you want. You have choice. So what do you want to do? You have to look within to find that. And I think everyone really ultimately will have to look within.
Sort of. It sounds a bit like existentialism, which I can sort of agree with.
What is that?
The idea that there's no absolute purpose or meaning in life except that which you create for yourself.
I'm a Mac head. They're talking about iCloud. Never in recorded history have people so willingly given information. The KGB, the CIA, J. Edgar Hoover, with his most egregious warrants and subpoenas, could never separate people from the information they're so willingly giving away and self-automatizing themselves. There's a malaprop right there. But in this country alone, they're now talking about 15 million uninsured. Nobody's talking about technology drives as well as overpopulation. Not only are there always going to be 15 million, in 10 years there are going to be 25 million unemployed, and in another 10 years out there maybe 35 or 40 million unemployed. Overpopulation is insurmountable. They're now saying by 2050 maybe 10 billion people. That means that billions are going to die from starvation.
We just hit 7 billion yesterday.
That's it. Just hit, and they're talking by 2020 it's going to be 8. Where are you going to find a job? Well, you better start working now as an individual, evolving. Learn as much as you can. Information is out there. Use the web, not to seduce you from your identity, but to include every possible synergistic resolve that you can ascertain. Geometrically progressed, like a tetrahedron. Buckminster Fuller, let's have a moment of reverence, as I referred to him, excuse me for jumping on that, but 1 + 1 does equal 4. You take an equilateral triangle, A, B, C. When you're coming back to C, a line can only stand on top of the point. It can't go through the point. So if you take that line and bring it up at the same angle as the interior angles, that's an apple, by the way. Newton was here. I ate his apple. And you put 2 together, all of a sudden you land up with a 4-sided equilateral triangle. 1 plus 1 equals 4. That's synergy. And that synergy has such an incredible energy base, i.e. all the geodesic domes that he subsequently was proving that were possible with very super light structures, on and on and on. Well, using that as a metaphor, that's knowledge. You've never met me before. Now we know each other. If we never see each other again, hopefully our lessons will be so resoundingly stuck in our senses. Oh yeah, I remember this guy who was talking about geodesics. Wow! And we take that like a virus and we open it up to the whole world. Welcome to the presence. The future is here.
The time is now. There is only now.
That is very true, but I would add to that, the time was. Because whatever was, is. Whatever is, and whatever will be, is.
They're just potentials waiting to be manifested in the reality.
Remember, as we started our...
experiencing.
Yes, sir. As we started the conversation, consciousness is. The fact that we think all of this is within our consciousness. I love New York! Why do we assume that from birth we haven't been detuned from things subsequently as adults we will euphemistically refer to as synchronicity, coincidence, parapsychological? When you talk about string theory and all this parallel universe, why do we assume we can't, in tandem, write parallel universe? For instance, oh, you know, I've got this great idea for a book I want to write. Who's to say in another universe I haven't written it already? They could just take money. So we're in these processes of doing. And you go, oh, you were so inspired. Were you? Or were you just writing down yourself from another universe? It's very exciting stuff. That stuff maybe, and you think I'm a flake, but I would rather be romantic and be frictionless than be a cynic and buy into the morass of this perpetuating devolution that people can predicate upon people. Predatorial fear. When people are fearful, they're impotent, and thus all this crap happens. Money doesn't disappear, it moves. So all this money that has been siphoned from the economies of the world, and we already see these aberrations of these perverse bonuses and these huge salaries and all these questions of toxicity, where did the money go? Somebody has it. Now, I'm not saying a pure socialism where you have an equilateral layout of wealth. No, I'm not talking about that, because then you'll subsequently be in a society where you'll make believe you work and someone will make believe they pay us. But as a promotion of the general welfare, as stated in our preamble of the Constitution written by Madison, it's very clear. Promotion of the general welfare, which is an inalienable right, as Jefferson referred to the Declaration of Independence, is the fact that education and healthcare are also part of an infrastructure. If people choose to better themselves, they should be given every ample opportunity to do so. And the irony of this is corporations will only make more profits. But there's some insidious thing to think that it's them and it's us, and if they don't have what we have, they've done it themselves and they deserve to be there. Nonsense. Nonsense. As a matter of fact, you talk about the Mayan calendar, it is not the Armageddon end. We're talking about the new paradigm shift of the 100 families maximum who rule the planet, and then maybe the 250,000 or the 500,000 neo-fascist sycophants are going to see Kyle. What about the 10 billion people on this planet? It's like the biggest tsunami imaginable against a single grain of sand. The singular thing in this equation that scares me is lawlessness. So no matter what our pain is, we have to swear an allegiance to ourselves and everyone else that we will maintain the rule of law while we overthrow the injustices that befall us. And Jefferson is very clear within the Declaration of Independence. He painfully says that no, you don't take this lightly. But however, when a string of usurpations when you see a string of events that prove that this is not to be so, in other words, the promotion of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which are an inalienable right by divine cause, then it is the right of the people, capital R, capital P, to abolish the government and replace it with one that will. That's not violent overthrow. That's a recognition that the government has not held its social compact with the people, who have an inalienable right for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which means, as Jefferson brilliantly said in the first 3 words of the preamble, we, the people. Haven't we finally evolved to the point of oneness, where we are one race of people, Earthlings. We are one nation of people, Earthlings. We are one theocracy of people, Earthlings, who look for a spiritual resolve for the benefit of mankind, or world kind, animal kind, life kind, or more specifically accurate, total singular consciousness.
Wind blows. I'll find some company of Trinity and liberty and my freedom. Well, so let me in. Come on, let me in tonight. Take me home. Rise and shine. Sleepy-eyed Joe. Take away that gun, unless you're gonna shoot me down and run. I'll find some company, tell myself I'm free, but I won't tonight. Now listen and
This goes hand in hand right here. This goes hand in hand right here.